Jeffrey Carroll, Kendall Smith, and Mitchell Solomon all graduated. And Tavares Shine left the program, leaving only Lindy Waters to lead the Cowboys in 2018. The Pokes may have fallen in football, but on the hardwood, they found a little bit more success. Not every horse is fit to play polo. It's a difficult training process that can take up to a year. College football's regular season is over, and that means not only bowl season, but also award season is in the near future.
Although there's plenty to do here at the carnival, it's not just so kids can have fun.
OSU Polo is stocked full of veterans, but there's one member who's younger than all the rest, and it's not a player. Meet Amelia, an 8-year-old thoroughbred and the team's newest addition. The team found Amelia last year at a feedlot. Most horses who don't get sold off to a rescue end up being taken to slaughter. Fortunately for Amelia, she wasn't most horses.
She's the first one here that we've rescued from a kill lot. Most of our horses are generally donated.
Amelia came to the team with no polo experience and little interaction with humans, but current president Tess Sabatini took the responsibility of being her trainer.
Not every horse is fit to play polo. It's a difficult training process that can take up to a year, but Amelia showed enough promise for them to give her a chance.
We saw that she was really easy to handle, she was calmer, she wasn't afraid of a lot of the things that were going around in the background, so we brought her back.
Now, Amelia is one of the team's biggest assets. She's still the youngest horse of the bunch, but she's now on the starting string of the women's varsity team. She even played in professional tournaments this past summer.
She's so cute. I'm so proud of her. She's come a long way from where we originally got her, and I'm just really proud of how she's done because it's mostly been her.
After a year of bonding, Tess is now Amelia's official owner. She bought her from a former member for $1 in 2017. Now, Amelia's not only her teammate, but family.
She's your little baby, and she is kind of part of the family now, so you kind of build that bond, and then they become part of your family, and hard to let go.
High school as an underclassman can be stressful. Exams, driving permits, and school dances highlight most students' freshman and sophomore year. But for one particular group of athletes, it can also be a time to decide their college future. High school girls are being recruited for collegiate soccer earlier than ever before. A recent New York Times article covered a girl committing to the University of Texas for soccer during her 8th grade year, and another committed to play for the Longhorns in July of 2016. It's difficult to try and regulate recruiting for any sport, but soccer is especially difficult. There are strict NCAA guidelines prohibiting coaches contacting recruits until their junior year, but coaches and players can meet if the players initiate the contact.
So the way it works is you've got a club coach, you watch the team play, you reach out and say, hey, number 12 was awesome, she had a great tournament. That information gets back to the kids and parents, and then they can reach out to coaches and say, hey coach, I heard you might be interested in speaking to me, I'd love to come and visit your school, and so on and so forth. And once they come on campus, you can talk to them about whatever you want.
Competition has been one of the biggest factors in pushing for early recruitment. With coaches constantly trying to gain an edge, they're willing to take a chance on handing out scholarships to younger and younger players.
Everybody's got to be who's first, right? So then it's who's first in. It's the big dogs of D1. Oh, they got to get in first, so that means now they're doing their sophomores. That's just been the evolution of the whole recruiting thing, and it's always going to keep getting earlier because somebody's going to have to, somebody's going to say, I want to be in first.
And it's not just coaches who are pushing for early recruitment. Players and their families play a role even at an early age. There are only 14 scholarships on a women's Division I college soccer program, and there's an increased pressure to secure a scholarship and avoid missing out on a potential opportunity.
Your parents, I feel like, mine didn't, but I know like other people around me, their parents kind of put a little bit of pressure on them. And then, so once one person commits, it's kind of like a chain reaction at that point. Like everyone's like, oh goodness, well they just committed, so I must need to commit.
According to SoccerWire.com's commitment tracker, 196 girls from the class of 2019 are already committed to play college soccer, with 6 girls already committed for the class of 2020. This phenomenon has only increased in the past decade, and it's done so for a number of reasons. For a competitive edge, for reassurance of scholarship, and regardless of whether it's right or ideal, it's an issue that will play a major role in the future of the sport. For the Poke Report, I'm Thomas Fleming. Christopher Ventura has 3 places he considers home: Mexico, Norway, and Stillwater, Oklahoma. The golfer's path to OSU has spanned over 6,000 miles and 3 countries, and he enters his senior year as one of the conference's best and most experienced players.
You know, he really has taken on a leadership role over the last 3 years. Over that entire time, he's probably been our best player. Came in as a freshman, but he was very experienced. Had already played the World Amateur, representing his country, had played around the world, a lot of big-time events.
Ventura was born in Pueblo, Mexico, where he grew up speaking Spanish. As a young teenager, he moved to Norway with his family and had to learn Norwegian. Now at OSU, the trilingual player has had many opportunities to use all 3 languages.
We go to tournaments where I meet players from Spain or Mexico and I speak Spanish to them, and then calling home I speak Spanish with my dad, Norwegian with my mother, or just, you know, vice versa.
And Ventura isn't just known for his languages. After being named an All-American in 2016, he was placed on the wall behind me alongside some of the greatest golfers in OSU history. He also hopes to represent the Swinging Pete once he graduates and becomes a professional.
It's a big confidence booster to see yourself up there with some of the names that have been here at OSU. Right now I'm trying to get as ready as possible. This last year, give it 100%, and then when I make that decision to turn pro, then it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
But before Ventura thinks about his professional future, he'll have an opportunity to help the top-ranked Cowboys compete for their first national championship since 2006.
He's going to get to close out his college career with the national championship here at Karsten Creek. So would love to kick him into his professional career, closing things out with a team victory and celebrating here in front of lots of Cowboy fans.
Ventura hopes to follow a long line of successful OSU alumni, but before then, he has one more year to solidify his Cowboy legacy. For the Poke Report, I'm Thomas Fleming.
In NFL news, a couple of former Big 12 quarterbacks faced off in Cleveland today. The game was all offense as the former Texas Tech Red Raider Patrick Mahomes threw for 375 yards and 2 touchdowns. The former Oklahoma Sooner Baker Mayfield also had a solid day, throwing for 297 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both quarterbacks threw 1 interception. However, the Chiefs escaped Cleveland with a 37-21 victory. Mahomes and the Chiefs host the Cardinals next week, and Mayfield and the Browns host the Falcons. OSU wrestling is officially underway after the Cowboys competed in Oklahoma City on Sunday. The tournament led to 9 Cowboys bringing home individual titles, with 1 title being won by transfer Dakota Gear, who went 3-0 on the day. The Cowboys hit the mat next against South Dakota State on November 17th, and then against Minnesota on November 18th. That's all for today's sports. I'm Thomas Fleming.